11 days after the Supreme Court judgment mandated the use of old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes as legal tender till the 31st of December 2023, the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele on Monday finally bowed to pressure and ordered commercial banks to comply with the court verdict. Inioluwa went to the streets of Lagos to find out how Nigerians are reacting to the compliance by the CBN.
It's been mixed reactions from many Lagosians since the Apex Court ordered all commercial banks to comply with the Supreme Court order on the old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes to remain a legal tender till the 31st of December.
While many people are excited over the new development, others share their grievances on why it took this long for the Apex Court and federal government to take the decision.
You can see it now clearly that we have started collecting money. We are so happy and we appreciate God and we thank the government for giving us this grace. Once we have been collecting it, telling our passenger that we have been collecting old notes now.
I'm happy that now we can get to spend the old naira, but at the same time too, it feels like we've wasted a whole lot of time. You know, the whole crumbling to markets, to people's stores, the economy and all that we've had to suffer over the last 6 weeks.
I feel good about it because I know, like me now, I'm a trader and I know that there will be more improvement in selling and buying. So since I've heard about the money, I've started collecting it.
I wanted to transfer. I could not get in to transfer the money I wanted to. Then I wanted to withdraw as well. I couldn't get the money I needed.
Although some filling stations were empty, others were collecting old notes, with cars queuing to buy fuel despite the rain. For about 6 weeks, Nigerians went through long queues and protests to get money, but that season may just be over with this new development. Inioluwa TVC News, Lagos.
Joining us on the news is Vice President, Nigerian Irish Business Association, Aliyu Audu, for more on this. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Mr. Audu, at different times you criticized the implementation of the Naira redesign policy. So for you, is it a relief now that the CBN has vowed to pressure?
Yes, thank you very much for inviting me. As you know, from the beginning, I've always criticized the policy. And now we're seeing what I've been talking about months ago. From the October, when I was interviewed about the policy, I talked about it, that it's impossible for you to crash this policy and make it happen within a couple of months. And Nigerians have come to see it today. And it's a relief that the Supreme Court, the case was taken to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is even teaching the central bank economics. So it's a relief, and I'm happy that the central bank is obliging, and the majority of Nigerians are going to start enjoying themselves and enjoying their rights. So I think that the Supreme Court decision is a decision in the right direction. Thank you very much.
You just mentioned that the central bank obliged, but that was not until 11 days after the Supreme Court judgment. And before that latest judgment of the Supreme Court, there had been interim injunctions calling on the CBN to extend the time frame for the use of the old Naira note. What does this speak to the attitude of the CBN authorities now to the sufferings of Nigerians?
Well, it's pretty sad that the CBN has become quite political instead of being, just doing the right thing for Nigerians. So, that's what happens when a very important institution, government institution that controls the economy and the bloodline of the economy depends on, becomes political. So my advice is, going forward, we have to have somebody more professional in the CBN. A lot of policies that the CBN has introduced, I've been a major critic of their policy, and Nigerians have come to say it. So I just hope that the CBN will be more professional going forward in making policies and not become political. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Aldo, perhaps I should just find out if you've had to, transact business between when the announcement was made and now. If you've had to maybe use the ATM, or you've had to do a transfer, you've had to make payment using the old note. What has been your experience?
Well, I've not been that lucky to come across the old note. As a matter of fact, I went to the bank yesterday and I was told that the notes are not available. And the banks now close at 2 o'clock instead of 4 o'clock because there's nothing to transact. So I've not been lucky to come across the old note. So all my transaction, I do it by transfer. And obviously, if there's network crisis, then you have to wait until the network is back in order before you can transact. This generally has delayed my activities. So I thank God that now, given, I believe by next week, banks will make it, banks will have £1 to give out. And looking at your show this evening, I see Nigerians celebrating that they are receiving the old naira note and they are showing it. So I believe over time, give it a couple of weeks to a month, things return to normal.
All right. The Vice President, Nigerian Irish Business Association, Aliyu Aldo, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you very much. Thank you.